I mean, first of all, Radford's really good. I mean, they're an NCAA caliber team, won their league and won an NCAA tournament game last year. As I said before the game, I mean, they're the 19th most experienced team in the country. I mean, they're talented, deep, and inexperienced. I'll give them an awful lot of credit for what went on tonight. They're really hard to guard. I mean, they made a lot of tough shots tonight, and then, you know, the other side of it is, you know, there's a big part of me that wants to be really proud, you know, of the effort our guys gave tonight to go toe-to-toe with an NCAA caliber team, starting 3 freshmen and a sophomore and a junior, and having 3 really good players on the bench. So I'm very proud of that, but I guess the competitor in me, really disappointed how we finished the game. You know, the last 3 minutes, execution was not good. I mean, that was the last 3 minutes was an experienced team versus a young team, really. They did a much better job than we did, and little things cost you ball games. Last 2 minutes, we didn't contest 2 threes. We didn't really go up and contest with our hands, and they made them. We got 2 stops, and we didn't get the rebounds, you know. And a guy who had an incredible night has got to get both those rebounds for us, you know. So a lot of great things, but the competitor in me thinks we got to find a way to do more.
Do you recall, and you probably played a game without 3 starters before, but this early, do you recall that happening?
I don't ever recall it happening. I mean, you know, my memory's pretty bad. Ask my sons. I call them the wrong name all the time, but I don't ever remember it happening in my 40-some years as a coach. He probably has, but no, they're talented kids. But you know what? We got to move on. We got to move on. Our whole year's been that way. You know, preseason was discombobulated. We never had our whole team out there, and the games have continued to be that way. So the only thing I really firmly believe is we're getting incredible opportunity to play these young guys right now. And when we get some guys back, if we can piece it together, it's got to make us better. And that's the only way to look at it in January and February, because it doesn't get any easier. I mean, St. Joe's the best team we played all year coming in here on Saturday, you know. So, and I think Marshall's undefeated is the next game. So it doesn't get any easier for us, for sure.
That was the flip side of my question. Have you ever started 3 freshmen before?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. But, you know, and a sophomore at the point as well, you know. And then between the point, you know, Luke Lowy playing 15 or so minutes, and Thornton Scott played a few more minutes than he did tonight, but another freshman there. We had 8 assists for us tonight. So those are good young players, and we're just asking them to do too much right now. Really are. But,
Coach, Radford shot 70% in the first
yeah.
half, 71. Was that just them making tough shots, or a little bit lax on the defensive end?
I don't think the effort was bad in any way. I mean, they run good stuff. They made difficult shots. There were times we were too separated from our men and made the shot a little easier. So I think we could have played with more energy. We came out in that second half with more energy and a little more intensity on the defensive end. It really helped us. You know, it was just a little too easy in that first half.
And then Jahar hitting a couple of shots. I think 10's his career high. How did he kind of kickstart that feedback?
Well, you know, we know he can do that. He's just really struggled on game day. He really has. And it was nice to see the ball go in the hole for him. Hope it will spark him to move forward and play well for us. He's really struggled, and you know, this is a really positive moment for him. And we've got to build on it. He could be an integral part of what we do if we can get him playing consistently well.
However, Coach, tonight, 25-13, they've outscored you all on the bench. But when you get some players back and you have those players that were starting tonight to come off the bench, doesn't that make you feel better knowing that you have that dynamic to have better bench points when you need them in the future?
Yeah. I think the big thing, if and when we get these guys back, is then we got to put the pieces in the right place. You know, a guy like Chase Aldeej and L.J. Owen, who probably played 35 minutes tonight, I haven't really looked at it. You know, their role may change a little bit, and do they accept that role? You know, but it will give us an opportunity to play Justin Pierce, Matt Milan, some of these guys less minutes, hopefully keep fresh on the floor and make us a better basketball team.
Coach, you talked a little bit about Thornton. Obviously got the 8 assists, also 3 turnovers, some highs, some lows.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of great things. He's a confident young man, and I mean, we've had a couple games in a row where we have not gotten assists from our point guards, the two combined, and so Thornton, I thought, played better tonight. 8 assists, a couple really tough turnovers down the stretch. He didn't contest an important 3 defensively, so those are all little things that these guys have got to learn. I mean, I don't think a freshman understands the value of really contesting every shot. You know, there's a big difference in a guy shooting an open 3 and a guy having a hand in his face. They make a lot less of them. So he did some great things for us, and you know, as all our guys did. I mean, you can't find a guy on there not to say some really good things about. You also can't find a guy on there that couldn't play better down the stretch and help us, you know, win that thing.
Especially talking about playing great tonight, 32 points, 9 rebounds. Just talk about his effort. I know it was a losing effort, but talk about his effort and what just the overall process.
Well, I'm proud of what Nate's doing. I really am. I mean, he doesn't have how many points do you have tonight? 32. Doesn't have to score 32 points every night for us, but he's got to play well every night for us, and he hasn't. You know, he's had 2 games where he's been in foul trouble for some silly fouls. I'm a hard guy to please. A guy just got 32 points, and I'm getting on him. And he could have gotten 2 defensive rebounds down the stretch. It really hurt us, you know. So I'm after him doing it every play, you know. I'm after Thornton doing it every play. And when all that starts to happen, we could be pretty good. But we've got to keep our spirits about us now. I mean, that's really important for our staff right now, is to keep this team up. These are tough times. I mean, we got some really good players sitting on the bench right now.
But Nate's I think 2 games in a row where he's avoided that foul.
Yes.
That he had earlier.
Yeah, and I think he'll get there. He's really learned. He's really improved, and he's a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think his first foul tonight was benching on the hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of good things. A lot of good things. Just you know, it's a tough stretch for us.
Any updates on the injured guys? Obviously, Roby was dressed in there.
You know, Paul's made progress. I mean, I think it's possible in a week or so that he could be back on the court. Now, the problem is Paul hasn't played in 5 or 6 weeks, so conditioning is going to be poor, and he's a player that has to have timing to be good. So I really don't know. We're just moving forward with what we got, and I know when they get back, I'll be a better coach when those guys are on the floor.
What about the other 2?
I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I hope they might be available this weekend, but it's a day-to-day thing right now. I'm leaving that up to the doctors and trainers. The guys are a lot smarter than I am, so.